Hey everyone, welcome to my Q&A video. This is my voice. I know you don't hear it much since I'm mostly laughing in my videos, but this is how I sound. So how this video is going to work is I'm going to have some background footage while I answer the questions. I'm going to split up the questions into groups so that can be easier accessed. So the groups are going to be various questions, game settings and computer setup, tips for aim and how I practice, personal questions, the future of my channel and streaming, and lastly some funny questions. I'm gonna apologize in advance because I'm not gonna be able to answer all the questions, but I'll answer the ones that I see the most or the ones that I saw first. So without further ado, let's get this started. Do you ever get allowed back on the servers you get banned from? And have you been recognized in a lobby before? So far, all the servers have actually unbanned me when I release the videos. And yes, I get recognized all the time. Has anyone ever seen through my disguise? Yes, but not very often. If I could change one thing in TF2, it would probably be the hit reg, because it sucks in this game. The way I usually deal with spies is I can listen for their footsteps behind me or when they uncloak, and as soon as I hear either of those, I always just turn around. Do I get annoyed when I get kicked off of servers? Not really, because I usually just hop into another one, plus it makes funny videos sometimes. My favorite game other than TF2 would probably be Super Smash Bros., but I also enjoy any competitive shooter that is not a battle royale. My favorite Uber charge is the default Uber. Friendlies must die. And yes, it is blessed. What got me into TF2 was a long time ago when I was in high school. A friend showed it to me because it was a free game, and the rest is history. Have I ever cheated in any game? A long time ago, I remember using a hacked client in Minecraft. I have never been hacked, but long ago when I was a wee lass, I remember getting scammed out of a cheap unusual. As of now, I have around 4,200 hours. If you don't have any shooter experience, I would say the sniper probably is a little bit more difficult to pick up. How to not get angry playing against people like me. Well, usually when I encounter someone that's much better than me, I use it as a learning experience, and it helps me improve much quicker when I fight people better than me than worse. I like using kill streaks because it's fun just to see how high I can get with them. My most hated weapon is the scorch shot or the detonator. What's the most angry I've made someone? Actually, just the other week, there was someone that got really pissed off at me and thought I was cheating, so he enabled his own hacks, and then was trying to trash talk me for about 40 minutes straight on a server while I said nothing. And he was just losing his mind and even commented on my profile later. So that was pretty funny. My reaction speed usually falls within the 180 millisecond range. Now this is a pretty good question. Personally, I think the sniper is a high skill, high reward character. So the better you are with him, the better the character looks. The biggest issue I see with players dealing with the sniper is they don't know how to move around him. They like to walk in the open, they like to walk in straight lines, they don't use cover properly when there's cover everywhere. Instead of trying to counter the sniper with a medic or with teamwork, with multiple people pushing him at the same time, most people just resort to complaining that he's broken. An argument can be made for many of the weapons, but personally I enjoy the default sniper and the default SMG. My statistics have been reset a bunch of times when I was younger, so I don't have the actual statistics. And for playing other games, I do play Minecraft sometimes and 7 Days to Die. Those are very fun games. For my main weapons that I use, these are the statistics for them. A while ago, I removed a lot of people on my friends list because there's a lot of people trying to talk to me now, and to be honest, I don't really have the time, so I thought it would be fair if I don't add anyone, as much as that sucks. So anyone that wants to add me, sorry, but I will not accept. I think the biggest thing when creating content out there is to provide something that entertains people, that you would watch, that you find entertaining. And most importantly, be yourself. Don't try to be fake or anything, because people will notice. Usually I'm not actively trying to create something. Usually it's just me and my friends just having a good time, or something funny happens in a server I'm in. I never talk back to the people and trying to convince them otherwise, because they're not going to listen. Trust me, I've tried it many, many times. Plus I find it funny just to troll them and mess with them. When I used to take the game a bit more seriously, I actually mained Demo Man because I think he's the best character in the game. But now I just main the sniper because I'm just playing this game to practice my aim and keep my aim up and hopefully play a competitive shooter sometime in the future. Now I have a lot of questions about my config, my sensitivity, my settings, So I will be going through that now. The config I use is Comanglia's config, and the sensitivity that I use is 800 DPI and 1.5 in game. So doing a 360 looks like this. And lastly, my HUD is just the default HUD. A lot of you have been asking for my setup, so here she is. This is how I have everything orientated. This is my mic. I just use this as a pop filter because why not? It works. Here's all of that. I'm gonna put the descriptions in the video as well. And this is my dusty ass computer. Yeah, I know you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's cable management on a dusted or whatever." I don't care. It runs good, so whatever. I like to use Kovacs to warm up before I play games because it helps me get into the groove and everything. So this is what my warm up usually looks like. Honestly, I would just recommend practicing with the default sniper and then experimenting with others later. Now, I've gotten a ton of questions about how to improve your aim, what's the best settings to use, best sensitivity, yada yada yada. So I'm going to try and answer many of these questions the best I can. Number one thing I'd say is you need to have good equipment. So a good mouse and mousepad so that you can track very well and it doesn't mess up the mouse. Now I can't recommend enough at least a 144Hz monitor. I use a 240Hz because I like those frames, but a 144Hz will definitely help you see things faster and your movement be more fluent. You also need a consistent frame rate. So because TF2 is a very old, unoptimized game, that's why I use a config to make it look like Minecraft essentially, so that I get a constant frame rate that doesn't fluctuate very much. Now that you are getting decent frames with decent equipment, now it comes to the practice. You have to find a sensitivity that works for you. There's no right sensitivity. I personally prefer lower sensitivities because I like them better, but you can play with whatever suits you the best. You can play with high or low. Just find something that works for you and stick with it for a while. You also definitely want to have a decent internet connection. If you can, get an Ethernet cord and wire up your internet because wired will always be faster than wireless no matter what. Now this is a really good question because it allows me to go a little bit more in depth. In terms of positioning, you definitely want to try to get the biggest sightline possible. Any maps that give you the longest sightline so that the enemies are the farthest away from you, the better, because it's harder for them to kill you while it's just as easy for you to kill them. Always try to use cover whenever you can. Hide always behind objects like rocks or crates or upstairs, anything, just so your head is showing if you can, because it's harder for anyone to hit you. In terms of pick priority, I would aim towards the biggest threat towards you first. So if someone's attacking you, you want to aim for them, or you want to aim for the enemy snipers. Next, I would say the medic, because he helps their team a lot. And then after that, you can aim for whoever you think is threatening your team more. There isn't necessarily a right answer for that because a lot of the time it's very situational. Now, in terms of aiming, I would say try not to go for super hard flicks, especially in TF2 because they don't register half the time, which is really annoying. But try and track your opponents and then eventually you can track them faster and faster. Now for my sensitivity, a lower one, I would look around with my arm and then use my wrist for all the minor adjustments in the aiming. And other than my warm-up routine at the very beginning, my practice process is just to play the game. That's it. I am 22 years old. I am not actually fat. I do like bananas. Now, I don't read that much, but out of the books that I've read, I would say The Hobbit is my favorite book. And I don't really have a favorite food per se, but I do enjoy lasagna a lot. My favorite cake would be a plain old New York cheesecake, and my favorite color is yellow or gold. My favorite cheese is Gouda. My favorite milk is chocolate milk. Definitely a burrito. I have not, and I'm gonna go with Zalias Dresias. I sold a lot of my weapons a long time ago, but this was probably one of my funniest ones that I used to have. I am not. Despite what my gaming skills may show, yes I do. They are doing quite well. And me myself, I am also doing quite well right now. Just pretty busy. Some days quite well, and some days not so much. Yes I am, and how did you know that? Always boil it. You never want to microwave that. I laugh because it's funny, and no I do not stop. My name is Nicholas. Go for it, I'm honored. So my username came up when I was around 15 years old, if I remember correctly. And essentially I was trying to think of a new username for quite a while, several months. And then it just popped in my head. I was like, wait a minute. I eat a lot of food, and I'm not fat. It's like some sort of fat magic. And then I was like, oh, that's amazing. And then, yeah, that's how my name came to be. My picture is Wario Stalin because it's funny. So apart from YouTube, I just like to play games casually, mostly shooters. To potentially one day play competitively, I would like to do so. I think it would be fun. I also am currently enrolled in a property rental manager license course. And I go to the gym and just hang out with friends, and that's about it right now. A big reason why I like to create videos is I just like to make people laugh and have fun. I like to entertain. I think it's a lot of fun to also create videos as well. It's very interesting. And I just enjoy reading the comments and looking at people's feedback. During my abstinence, I got a concussion, and it was very difficult to play anything without getting a massive headache for quite a long time. Definitely not anytime soon, but only the future will tell for that one. I have a Twitch account set up, but I do not stream right now as it currently is. I do want to start streaming soon in the future, maybe some other games as well, but for a specific time frame, I do not have one right now. In other games, I do play Sniper a lot more because I enjoy him a lot, but I play everything still anyways. Right now, I'm not playing too much variety of games. I'm mostly playing TF2 and Smash Bros. I do like playing Doom, and I'm waiting for the new Doom to come out. That's going to be fun. And I know as of now, I'm mostly uploading TF2, but I want to upload a variety of games in the future. I am currently in the process of creating social medias for my account, and I do want to create a Discord server soon. I know my upload schedule is kind of whack right now, but I want to get it to around one video a week to start out with. For me, YouTube started out just for fun, and I mean it still is right now, just for fun. I enjoy making videos, and I enjoy seeing the feedback and everything, but I do want to see if I could make something out of it, maybe some career or something. I have some ideas for videos that aren't related to gaming either that you may potentially see sometime in the future, so let's just see how that goes. No, that sounds awful. I think there's nothing you can do. You made a grave mistake and now you have to suffer the consequences. My pinky is 6 centimeters. I don't. That's awful. No. Never. That would be a horrible future. My recommendation for your dilemma here is to play a game of competitive Overwatch. After you're done, you're going to want to physically hurt yourself so badly that you will be able to just reach in with your hand and pull it out, no problem. My recommendation here for your situation is to just run away. Don't say anything, just run. It feels absolutely blessed. So the Fatmagic X Reader fanfiction Real Fatmagic X Reader TF2 is coming out pretty soon. It's currently in the works, and I'm hoping to get it out by Monday. Because I wanted to. So that wraps up my Q&A video. Sorry it took a while to get out, but stay tuned and there'll be plenty more content in the future. Thanks for watching.